So what he's doing is he's breaking up the roots of the tree because they were in a pot, and this will just encourage root growth.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we have a community mover, shaker at such a young age. We have Anthony Collazo with us. Anthony, welcome. Thank you very much for doing this with me. Thank you very much. Before we get started, Anthony, how many trees were planted yesterday?
So yesterday we had 150 trees planted.
150 trees.
150 trees.
I'm proud to say I give you thanks for inviting me. It was an awesome experience. It was humbling to see older people, younger people there helping. I saw a lot more younger people though.
Oh, yeah,
that was
sure.
awesome, man. That I counted, there must have been like, I think without counting the city, because I know the city helped a lot, but planting trees, there was about 8 adults, is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And how many young?
So there was probably like 30 kids that showed up.
30 kids.
So yeah, and so there was probably 40 people that came out to come help.
That is awesome. And so later on in the video, we'll show you what Anthony, he explained to us the proper procedure on how to plant the trees. And I thought it was just, you dig a hole. You saw the hole I did, right? It was freaking huge. It was huge. And so then I see you digging back up and like, oh, did I make the hole too big? But that's part of me not knowing, right? And so it was very humbling to learn something new. And so I'll show you guys the process and show you how Anthony plants trees and how he showed us.
Yeah,
so
I think that goes for a lot of people. Like there was a lot of people, even in my previous plantings, where they've never planted a tree in their life. And I think it's really cool to teach people and to show them that planting trees isn't so easy, because I hope they go out with a better understanding, knowing that nature does this all for us for free. Like they do it without anybody's help, and they just do it. And so I hope they have a better understanding to realize that when you cut down a tree or when you destroy the environment, it's really difficult to fix it. Like, yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah. So I was joking around with Brian and Omar. I sort of stuck with them because I think they've already helped you one time in planting.
Brian's came out and helped a couple times, yeah.
And so I told them, I go, guys, now you guys can go and teach your parents the proper procedure on how planting, trees or just plants in general, right? Because it's not only, let me throw a little bit of soil. What are the little packets you throw in?
Okay, so I was doing a lot of research into how to plant trees and how to take care of them, especially in an environment where the dirt is so poor, and so it doesn't have a lot of microorganisms inside of the soil. And so these packs and the scoops that we were putting inside the dirt, it's microorganisms, beneficial bacteria, fungus, and dating back millions of years, they formed a symbiotic relationship, and that means they live off of each other. So the tree benefits, and so does the fungus. The fungus gets to live eating the sugars and the glucose that the trees make during photosynthesis, and the tree is allowed to absorb more nutrients through these roots of the fungus that are called mycelium. And so it allows the trees and the fungus to live together, and they build up the soil over time. They make more themselves. It allows the root surface of the tree to absorb more water, and they anchor the roots deeper. And so that's why it's good to have this fungus, especially in this poor soil. I mean, like in places where the soil is really good and there's a lot of microbial life inside of the soil, you don't really need more amendments. But in places like the desert where it's so hot that all these microorganisms get cooked up, so it was something that will help the tree in the long run and eventually the entire soil and the life that's inside of the soil.
Now, talk to us about the little barrel-looking thing that.
So I don't know if you guys, I'll send Robert a couple pictures of what it is. So it's basically called the Groasis water box, and this invention came out like in 2010. I think I know it beat because the iPhone also came out in 2010. And it beat the best invention, which was one of the iPhones. It beat the 2010 best invention ever made. And it helps keep the moisture in the soil, and it continuously feeds the tree for up to 6 months without needing water. And the past 7 months that I've been planting trees, I think I've needed to fill up the water boxes maybe 2 to 3 times. And I mean, when you look at drip irrigation systems, these trees drink a lot of water, especially because it's so hot. So these boxes, they help you save on water. It protects the root system from drying out from the intense heat. So it's honestly really cool. It creates like a sort of microclimate around the tree, so it protects it when it's really hot, and it also protects the roots and the tree when it's really cold. Awesome. And we get pretty cold weathers, and it just snaps. So it'll be really hot one day, and then it goes really cold. Yeah. And the trees, it stresses the tree out, and this box, it helps the tree survive in really harsh climates, which is West Wendover. Like, if you look out, all you see is little weeds and bushes. Yeah, you don't regularly see trees. So is there a time where you go and say, all right, this tree is strong enough? Do you remove the box? Okay, so yeah. So what this system also does is it encourages the roots to spread vertically instead of horizontally. Like, if you look at these trees out here, you'll see surface roots. You'll see roots poking out of the dirt. And that's because when you use a regular drip irrigation system, the water stays on top. So the roots feel more inclined to go to the top to look for water and oxygen. So what this box does is it keeps the water in one area, in one column, and it will start dripping all the way down to groundwater. I mean, there's groundwater everywhere, reservoirs of groundwater, and this will allow the tree to access that groundwater and eventually not need the water box. See, you guys, you learn something every day, man. I'm 40 years old and I'm still learning. That's awesome. My next question is, how old are you? So, I just turned 16. So, honestly, I think my age is something that's really gotten me out there, because you don't see a lot of kids doing activism or environmentalists that are my age. And I think it's a really strong point to help people realize that no matter your age, no matter your ethnicity, no matter where you are at life, you can make a difference if you really want to. Yeah, that's awesome, because typically kids your age, they're in the room playing video games, right? And so I'm not saying that you don't play video games. You probably do. You probably have fun just like everyone else. But you're literally planting a seed in this city, you know, and it's awesome. You're planting your own seed in this city. You have kids later on. You have grandkids. You will drive by the dog park. You'll drive by where the other planting was, and you'll say, I helped do this. Yeah, and that's what I really like. I hope, even if I just inspire one person to make a change and to realize that they can do better than what they're doing, even if one kid or one adult's life is changed by the work I'm doing, it'll make me happy, because at least I was able to do something in my lifetime. You know, I don't want to just sit down and complain about the problems we have, like the plastic pollution, the carbon dioxide in our air. I like to be able to say I did something and hopefully inspire people to do the same. Okay, which will lead to some of the questions that I'm going to answer, and that'll probably be one of them. So how did you come up with the idea that Wendover needed trees? So when you look at the rate that trees are being cut down worldwide, globally, they're cutting down probably football-sized fields of chunks of trees every minute. Like, that is insane. So no matter where you are, you could use a tree. And there's something morally right about planting a tree. Like, when you plant a tree, you're like, I feel so guilty. There's no way. Yeah. When you plant a tree, you feel good. You know, you gave something life. You gave it a home. And I had a couple ideas prior to planting trees. Like, I wanted to open up a plastic recycling center. But looking into it, researching it, I realized that it's just not sustainable, especially in our little community. They used to have one, but I just think they failed on the infrastructure, the educational infrastructure that they had, because people don't really understand how to recycle. So looking into that, I realized it would be probably millions of dollars to build the facility, to maintain it, to educate people on how to use it. So the next best idea I had was plant trees. It was not only cheaper, but it would also tackle a really big problem that we have, and that's the carbon dioxide that's in our air. Yeah. So looking into it, I realized it's going to be really hard because we live in a desert and trees don't really grow here. So that's when I started doing all my research on the water box, the fungus, how trees grow, how to make them grow, and now we're here. Yeah, good. So a little bit backing up with recycling of the plastic might be something worth talking to the city about, because I know, like in Vegas and in the bigger cities, they do have a recycling system where you have like
three garbage cans. One's just regular garbage, plastic, and cardboard, right? And so it's one of those things that as we grow, I'm pretty sure.
I'm still working on things like, I still have my family, my friends to take care of. I still have school. So I have other things to take care of, but the plastic problem is something that's still one of my main focuses. Yeah. And now that it's heading into fall, I can't really plant trees until next year. And that's going to be a really big thing that I focus on next. Trying to introduce more eco-friendly products into Smith's, proving that people want to buy it. I'm eventually going to set up shop outside of Smith's and sell eco-friendly logo.
One.
So I want to set up shop in front of Smith's to prove that there's a market for eco-friendly products, because I don't think humans want to be producing plastic. I mean, the people that create it and sell it, yeah, they'll want to because they make money off of it. But I don't think personal choices like, oh, you know what, I want to throw this into the ocean to kill the turtles or to kill the fish, the wildlife. So I think if people have the option to make the change into more eco-friendly, sustainable products, they will. And if I can introduce maybe soaps, laundry detergents, deodorants, toothpaste, toothbrushes, more eco-friendly options that people can have out there that they can use daily, it'll help them a lot. And at the end of the day, if they do or if they don't make that decision now, it's on them. You can't say that they didn't have an option, because now they will. Yep. And I hope to do that in the next. So
now you're taking this time off to brainstorm on a different idea.
Yeah. So I don't. That's what
I'm
saying.
You never stop. That's good. That is a good thing, man. So we talked about tell everyone why it's important to plant trees besides the oxygen.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a big factor of the trees. They purify the air for us. They take pollutants out. A single mature tree can clear about 48 pounds of carbon dioxide of the air yearly. So I mean, when you maximize that on a grand scale, or even 100 or 400 trees, which is where we're at, 48 pounds accumulates and you take so much out of the air. But another big thing is increasing biodiversity. When you have biodiversity in an ecosystem, you have more life and you have more things depending on each other, and it allows animals to thrive, birds to stay in the trees. Eventually these trees will provide enough ground cover. They can help build the soil up. It's just increasing biodiversity overall. And if you guys want to look more into that, you can. And trees is a really good thing because it provides a habitat for a lot of animals. And I think that's another big thing. Biodiversity and cleaning the air is a really big part. Also, beautifying our town. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I'd rather look at a forest full of trees than just dirt and weeds, you know? So it's a beautification factor. It cleans our air, and it increases biodiversity for the animals and us.
What type of trees were planted yesterday?
So there was multiple species. I like I'm saying, when you increase the biodiversity, when you bring in multiple species, if one tree species gets hit by a pest or an infection, a fungal infection, there will still be 6 different types of species of tree that can live, that maybe have some sort of resilience to that fungus or a pest. So I think I've planted 6, maybe 5 different species. We planted native tree species that will do good here and that grow here in this region, in our climate zone. So it was 2 types of oak trees, a golden rain tree, a hybrid poplar, a red cedar tree, Russian olives, and I think there was a couple more, but I can't really remember.
Yesterday, I remember we had a bunch of spots where we're going to plant some trees. And I'm telling Brian Omar, hey, go get some trees and we're going to just plant them here. And then Anthony's like, wait, stop. It's just, let me get the trees. Because I didn't know that there was different types of trees, right? So then you went and started setting different type of trees, and it makes sense, you know how you had a vision of what type of trees will do.
Yeah, and I laid out the trees in an order so that because I know the heights at which these trees will grow. And if I grow a really large tree in front of a shorter tree, that tree is, if I grow a fast growing tree in front of a tree that grows slower, that tree that's growing really large in front of this tree won't give this tree enough sunlight and it'll stunt its growth. So I place these trees in a way that it'll give each tree enough time to grow and still have or maximize their full sunlight capacity. so it'll be able to absorb as much sunlight while also still growing at a rate which is comfortable for the trees.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. Like, oh, this guy has everything sort of planned out. And then I started learning later on that, you know, there were different type of trees there, and yeah, it was cool. Now, I want to ask you this question because I went through the same thing, starting just different ventures, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a vision, and I sort of wanted everyone to sort of hop on board.
Mm-hmm.
You have friends, like true friends, that'll say, you know, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I'm doubtful. I don't think it's going to happen, but because I'm your friend,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with
Sure.
it, right? And then you have those people that are naysayers that, you know, quit wasting your time,
Yeah,
quit
for
wasting
sure.
my time. But let me tell you, man, it takes guts to go out there to the community leaders and to have a vision. I'd like you to be part of my vision, and it's very humbling also to say I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, tell me about that experience. How did it go for you?
Yeah.
When you were going like basically business to business and
So I've been truly blessed to have most of the important people that have high positions in the city and businesses that support me, and that even though they probably thought I was just some crazy kid, they helped me. But I also have had quite a few people where they're like, they're just gonna die. There's no point. Why are you even doing it? You know. And I think those people are probably. I mean, it's a good thing to say, but I mean it's a regular thing that people say. But those people they drive you to prove that something can happen. So basically, the first business I went to was Smith's to help me out, and they helped me a lot in understanding how to reach a business and how to go into something so you look more professional, so you have a plan. And somebody else that really helped me with that was our city manager, Chris Melville. He helped me understand that there's a formal way to go about things, and that's where I started writing up my proposal. I think if you guys scroll through my Facebook, you'll be able to find where I had the layout of my proposal.
I'm going to cut you a little bit. Social media, where can people follow you? Now that you say Facebook, where can people find you on Instagram?
Right, so basically my ads are one tree at a time. If you search them up on Facebook and Instagram, you can find them. I tried starting a Twitter, but I'm not a fan. I don't know how to do that Twitter stuff. So yeah, you guys can find me on one tree at a time on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be posting updates. Yesterday was one of my latest post about our tree planting yesterday, and now I'm going to be moving on to our plastic problem, and then hopefully next spring I'll keep you guys updated on another project.
Moving a little bit backwards on what you were saying about our city manager helping you with the proposal.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the proposal, and I thought it was very professional the way you wrote it up, and
Yeah.
and basically asking for help in a professional manner, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm always taking a little bit of knowledge here and there.
Yeah.
And I always try to use it in my day-to-day life, you
Yeah.
know. And so you must have had, like we were talking, people that said, you know what, no, I'm good. But you probably had a lot of people that were with it, right?
For sure.
I mean, who doesn't want to see their city nice and green, and you don't want to stay behind the rest of the pack, and you know, you have other cities that are doing, you know, excelling in other areas, and here we are, we can do something, and here's a young kid that wants to do something, and so you know, let's support our younger youth and younger kids, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Thank you.
Do you have anything that you'd like to share? I mean,
Not really. I mean, I hope people, like I said at the beginning, I hope people realize how hard it is to increase biodiversity and to help our environment. So it's better to take care of it while you can before it's completely destroyed and you have to rebuild it, because it's not easy. The steps that I've had to take to plant these trees is really difficult. I mean, before that planting date, I had to do a week worth of work to plant those 150 trees, and I just hope people realize that came out to plant and can hopefully spread the message on how hard it was to plant trees. Even if you were there to plant 1 or 2, it is difficult to help our environment, and I hope people realize that they should take care of it. And if you have a dream, please follow it, because we need more people in this town to take that little risk. I mean, it was a really big risk for me to talk about my trees, and now we're here, we're 450 trees later. And so yeah, just please follow your dreams, please keep taking care of the environment, and I hope you leave with more knowledge on how to do stuff. And if you have any questions, you can ask me, or you can ask Robert, and he'll ask me, and I'll do my best to help you guys with whatever you guys need.
So I just want to let you know, every person that goes into helping you brings in another person. And the reason I say this is because today I received a text from a local business person offering their service as well. So they're like, hey, next time this happens, let me know. I have equipment. I have, equipment that I can't pronounce because I don't use it day to day, right? I can tell you how to use a wine cork opener, and that's my profession. But he had things that you might need for next summer. So now by having another person, he might have another friend that wants to make this bigger. And next year you will have I have a feeling that not only in the tree area, but in your future projects, because they seen this was a success. And we all want to be a part of it. And you're gonna triple your help next time. I can assure you that.
Hopefully. I mean, I didn't expect as many people yesterday that came out, so that was a huge blessing to see all the help that came out. A huge shout out to everybody that went, and a couple people that helped me were, of course, your Be True Fitness Gym, Yuli Creates, Dover Details, and Art by Stinger. Also a huge shout out to the Nevada Division of Forestry and the gold mines that also came out to come help plant trees. And this project wouldn't have been able to happen without you guys. So huge thank you to all who came out.
And like I said, it was an honor to be a part of the tree project, and it was pretty cool to get down and dirty with everyone else, man. Because you felt like you're doing something good. You feel like you're giving, like you said, you're giving life to something, right? Because so it was pretty awesome. And you guys have any questions, you want to contact my friend Anthony, again, follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook. What's the name?
Again, so it's One Tree at a Time, and that's basically it.
Alrighty. Thank you guys very much.
You guys.
You flatten it out, take any of this stuff out, just flatten it out like that. Some more dirt. Like that. And then you'll want your tree over here on one side. Then you can dig a little baby hole for it. Yeah, so get that little thing that it was in. Alright, so a little bit deeper.
See guys, what I did was loosen up the soil.
Yeah. A little bit deeper. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah. And then make sure to break them apart, bro, right? Yeah, you can break it over the hole. So it can encourage. Yes, sir.
See the process here, guys.
So what he's doing is he's breaking up the roots of the tree because they were in a pot, and this will just encourage root growth. Alright, coming. Is this good? Yeah, and then this dirt that you have in the hole, mix it with the native dirt, so it doesn't rely solely on this good dirt that's inside. Like that, bro. And
then when we pan it,
And
we
then,
level it out,
yeah,
right?
so you can even use the stick that comes with the hole. You lay it flat. Right there, yeah. And then, Brian, you can just start vacuuming. You guys put the little micro packs in there?
Yeah.
All right. Fast.
Sticks and stuff.
Yeah, buddy.